Hey guys! So today's video is going to be a bit different from normal, and that's mainly because I've never got this done before, so of course I've also never made a video about it. Recently I got my eyebrows microbladed and I wanted to make a video about my experience with it. You might have noticed in recent photos or videos of me that my eyebrows look different. You might have thought that I just got a lot better at eyebrow makeup. Not the case at all, I did not. So when I was looking into getting this procedure done, I would have really appreciated a little bit more information about it. So I wanted to add to the repertoire of before and after photos and like personal experiences and stuff like that, just so that anyone thinking about getting it done in the future has some more information. So first in this video, I am going to talk a tiny bit about what microblading is. If you're watching this, I'm assuming you probably already know, but if not, I will briefly explain it. Then I am going to talk about my own eyebrows and my issues with them and why I wanted to get them microbladed, so that if you have similar problems, you can see what the results might be like for you. And then I filmed during the healing process of it all, so I'll show you guys that footage, some before and after photos, and finally I'm just going to talk a bit about my final thoughts on the procedure, the pain levels, what I thought about it, and what I think of the final results. So let's get into it. So microblading is a cosmetic procedure. It's similar to cosmetic tattooing, but not quite the same. Essentially what happens is you take a tiny little blade and some ink and you make little lines in the eyebrows to replicate hairs where you don't have hairs. It's really good for people who have thin brows or sparse brows, and it provides a much more natural look than tattooed eyebrows, or at least I think so, and I think a lot of other people think so as well. It doesn't last for as long as cosmetic tattooing. It's supposed to last for between like 8 months and 2 years, so that's the only downside to it. So the reason that I wanted to get my eyebrows microbladed is because for as long as I can remember, really, I've had pretty sparse brows, and my main issue is that they kind of disappear halfway through them. So I'll insert some footage of my eyebrows before the procedure here so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
Surprise! You are now super close to my face and about to get a bit closer. So here are my eyebrows. I feel like my main problem is that they both kind of just disappear, this one to a lesser degree, but they both sort of just disappear towards the tail end, and it really bothers me. I also feel like they're slightly uneven in terms of the arch, and the other thing that I have that I forgot to mention that is kind of a specialist situation that you might also have is that I dye my hair quite often. So my natural hair color is like an ashy tone, and I definitely want to keep this like ashy neutral tone so that it goes with whatever hair color I happen to have at the time. So that's another thing that I'm going to be mentioning to the artist. So yeah, here is before. Hopefully if you guys have any similar issues to mine, we're about to see what microblading can do for us.
So that was my main problems with my eyebrows, and I chose microblading because I don't often wear makeup, as you guys probably know, just because I'm really lazy. And I wanted something that would look natural on a day-to-day basis and not super intense or like it was made up, because if I had made up eyebrows or super dark eyebrows and then like no makeup on the rest of my face, I feel like that would look a bit odd. So I looked at a whole lot of microblading results and I really liked the more natural ones, and I just thought that it looked great and like something that I would enjoy. So I researched artists in my area and I was really surprised to find one. I thought I would have to travel away from Christchurch to get a good microblading artist, but I was lucky enough that there is an amazing person here in Christchurch who does super natural like brow stuff, and her portfolio just looked incredible. I'll link all of her website and everything down below so that you guys can go and check her out as well. And I found her and I booked an appointment with her after doing a lot of research, because I knew this was like a semi-permanent thing and I really didn't want to mess it up. So I had in my head what I wanted it to be like. I wanted it to be very natural, and I wanted it, as I said in the part with my eyebrows, I wanted it to be like a neutral tone, and I really didn't want to get it too warm. So I researched a lot and I looked at a lot of different people's portfolios, chose one and booked an appointment. And then I went to the appointment and here is me the next day.
So it is the next day and I'm out with the dog. And this is about the darkest the eyebrows are gonna get, so please excuse me if I look a little mad. The artist said that the evening of the procedure and the day or two after, they're gonna be as dark as they're ever gonna get. So this is gonna be the most insane that I look, which is pretty insane. They're pretty dark. This isn't quite focusing properly. Let me just get you in there. There you go. But you can see all the little strokes making it look like I have actual eyebrows when I don't. Fooling everyone. Hey guys, so it is exactly 1 week since I had my eyebrows microbladed, and I'm not going to talk too much about the healing process because I'm going to talk about all of that at the very end of this video in like one segment so that I can give all the information at once, but I just wanted to show you guys exactly what they look like 1 week after. So here we go. Okay, so as you can see, the healing process, like, they're not scabby or anything like that. And I actually haven't had too much flaking either, which I know a lot of people have problems with in the first couple of weeks. So fingers crossed I don't get any of that, but if I do, I will keep you updated. So yeah, here they are, 1 week post-tattooing. Hey guys, so it's been 1 month since I had my eyebrows microbladed, and this is how they're looking. As you can see, they're a lot less dark than they were at the start. And they've faded a little, and I think they look really natural. As always, I will talk to you guys more about my full thoughts on how they look now and like the whole procedure and everything in just a minute when we go over my final review.
Of course, no matter what I do to my eyebrows, they'll never be as amazing as this, guys. So I took some pictures of my eyebrows beforehand, and after everything was healed up, I took some pictures without any makeup or anything. I feel like photographs capture much better quality, especially because I use my laptop webcam to film this, so not great, and I use my phone to film the updates, so again, not great quality. And also I wanted to give you guys like a kind of lower quality and then like a super close-up so that you could see what it might look like really close in real life. So I took some pictures without makeup or anything just to show you guys what it looks like on a day-to-day basis. So here are those photos. So onto the actual procedure itself. My appointment was just over an hour long, but a lot of that wasn't the actual procedure. So first of all, we talked about what I wanted from my eyebrows and what my problem areas were, or what I think they were. Then Lydia sketched out my new eyebrow shape and made sure that I was all happy with it, and then we chose a color. Then she applied the numbing cream, which they use numbing cream for this, which is great because they don't use numbing cream for tattoos, so I was super happy with this. And that has to stay on for 20 minutes. And then I would say the actual procedure itself was maybe half an hour, just a little bit longer of the actual blade. In terms of pain, I have quite a high pain tolerance and I found it perfectly fine. The only thing that slightly bothered me is you can hear like the blade cutting through your skin because it's very close to your ears, so that kind of got to me after a while, but I mean it was nothing terrible, and as I said, it didn't last very long, and she used numbing cream, and I think almost everyone who does this, or everyone that I've looked at, uses numbing cream, so that's something to bear in mind if you have a lower pain tolerance. So yeah, I thought the procedure, the pain was negligible. I thought it was fine. It was over really fast. During the healing process, I mentioned in my updates, I really didn't feel anything. Like, it just felt kind of itchy sometimes, or tight or dry, and then Lydia has a balm that she recommends that you can put on just to stop that itching and dryness, and that really helped. And I kept forgetting that I had them done, so I kept like rubbing my eyes because they just really didn't hurt. So overall, I would say the procedure was not like comfortable, but definitely not terrible. For the blading part, I would give it like a 4 out of 10 for pain, and then for the healing process, like a 1 out of 10. It was really nothing. The only thing I will say is that for the first couple of days, as you saw in the updates, like they were pretty intense. They were like very dark. I looked a little wild in the first couple of days, but after that I felt like they healed up and looked normal, or like relatively normal, very quickly. So overall, I was really happy with the procedure. I went in a little nervous because obviously it's kind of a semi-permanent thing and it's on your face. It's quite a nerve-wracking thing to do. I was thrilled with the result. I was really happy with how Lydia was. I really recommend, if you guys are thinking of getting this done, do your research about an artist. I think that's the most important thing I can recommend, because like, not every artist is going to do every type of brow. You want someone who's going to specialize and do what you want them to do. So I definitely wanted something really natural. I didn't want someone who only did super made up, really dramatic brows, which I think look great on some people, but was just not right for me. So I made sure that it was someone who did that. I looked at the colors that she used because coloring was really important to me. So I think the most important thing I can recommend is researching your artist and looking through a lot of portfolios before you choose someone. Yeah, I'm just thrilled. I'm really happy that I got it done. I love the final results. I think I'll keep getting it done probably, I might try to look into something more permanent if there's like a more permanent option that can still look as natural as microblading. But apart from that, I think I'll keep getting it done like every year or a couple of years, depending on how they fade. The only thing that would stop me doing that is it says they last between like 8 months and 2 years. If mine lasts shorter than 8 months and I'm paying for it like every 6 months or something, that would make me think twice about it. But overall, I'm just thrilled with how they look. I think that it changed how I feel about my face and like how I feel with no makeup on. I've always been quite confident with no makeup or like anything like that. I just kind of like, I don't love my face, but I'm just kind of like, whatever. But I didn't realize how much it would change how I feel about myself and like how my face looks, or like the whole shape of my face. I feel like it really changed a lot. So I'm really thrilled with it, and I highly recommend it if you have issues with your brows or if you don't like them terribly much, and it's something that you can afford to do. I really do recommend it as a procedure. I think the results are super natural most of the time, or from what I've seen, they're super natural, and a lot of it can be tailored to what you want as well. Plus it's a nice kind of in-between step where it's not a tattoo, so you don't have to worry if it turns out you don't like it that much, it's going to fade out. So that's what made me much more confident about it. If it was a permanent tattoo, I would have been a little more hesitant about it. So yeah, overall, my experience with microblading was really great. I hope that these pictures and updates and my final thoughts have been helpful to you guys. And if you have any more questions about it, let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will talk to you next time. Peace!